Howdy y'all, I hope you guys are all doing well, I hope you guys are safe, and I hope you guys are healthy. So, long story short, this is going to be a travel vlog of me just going to Seattle and Portland. I don't know if I'm going to break it up into 2 videos, depends on how much actual footage I get, but already it started off a little rough. I double checked everything in my luggage, made sure everything was good. I have a power bank to make sure everything's charged, and I didn't have an SD card in my camera, unfortunately, but luckily enough, we were able to go to a Target and get really quickly an SD card, and now the vlog's back on track. I just need to start it in like basically the middle of the first day. Seattle is one of my favorite places to visit, and it's nice and gloomy here and rains a bunch, which I really enjoy. It's a little bit cold here, but again, I like the cold too. I am just so very happy to be on vacation right now. I'm with my girlfriend, 2 friends, Brian and Polly, and oh man, to be away from work is very nice. At this point in time, we got to our hotel. We're staying at, it's called the CitizenM, right? Yeah, so we're staying at the CitizenM hotel that's really close to the Space Needle. It's actually really nice. Lobby area is super nice. The restaurant in the hotel is very beautiful. The room, the price is actually okay. It's a little expensive, but that's okay for the location. It's very close to things, and if you want to walk, you can walk. Ubers are very like short here, so they'll be like maybe like 10-15 bucks is I think the most we paid for an Uber here so far. But the room is very small, and I really enjoy it because it's everything you need and nothing you don't. So basically, right behind me is the front door, obviously, and right beside the front door we have a mirror. And let me just turn around here. There is a little closet area for jackets and whatnot and luggage. And then you look more in here, and you can basically see the entire room from the front door. Got a little sink area. Right over here is the bathroom, which it is so simplistic and small. It is a shower and a toilet. Let me open this up. Boom, toilet situation.
And look at the different flushes for the toilet.
There are different flushes for, wait, what?
Yeah. So
oh,
yeah.
Yo, that's awesome. It's like very minimal in design, I would say. And then the shower is like one of the showers that come from above, which is so nice. I've actually never showered in one of those. And then if you look a little bit more over here, you got a little desk area. Went ahead and put my luggage over here. And then there's the bed situation, which the bed is basically the width of the room. It's very small, and I wouldn't suggest it for more than just 2 people staying here. But it is so nice and classy. Nice and simple. Exactly how I like it. If you ever happen to stay in Seattle, definitely consider staying at CitizenM. After Target and me fixing my SD card problem, we actually went to Pike Place Market, which is just the iconic place in Seattle that every single person goes to. And honestly, as overly hyped as it is, I love it so much. Every single place that serves food there is extremely good. I mean, albeit it can get a little pricey, especially if you're like buying something from everywhere to try everything. It can get a little pricey, but I'm on vacation. It's okay to splurge, at least I think so. We were able to get, what was that Chinese place we got?
Me some pastry.
Me some pastry.
Authentic Chinese.
That was so good. We also went to Pierogi, which is one of my absolute favorite places in Seattle. Just Russian pastries as well as like savory buns, and oh man, there are so many places that I actually want to try here.
Hey, there's drawers.
Oh, there's drawers under the bed.
Wait, they're really big. Wait, oh my god, let me move the bench.
That's actually sick.
Oh, there's the remote.
You know what? This actually makes this room that much bigger. Oh, that's interesting because like coming in here, it's absolutely tiny, but with the amount of storage space there is, like, this is able to be a pretty functional place. Honestly, I wouldn't stay here if I were like staying here for more than a couple days. We're in Seattle for 3 days and then Portland for 2 days. Yeah, they also provide you an iPad here that gives you different like light modes, controls the room, which is just so cool. Like a lot of different hotels, especially even in Vegas, don't have the amount of like variation that this room has. But yeah.
It's so clean.
Yeah, it's super, super clean. One thing that we pointed out was like, here, let me show you guys. In the bathroom, in the shower, you know how a lot of hotels will provide like little tiny sample size shampoo and body wash. They give you like full size bottles. I know.
And they give you liquid hand soap.
Liquid hand soap.
None of that cheap bar stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Your hands actually feel clean.
Yeah, not a fan of bar soap. Yeah. So really what I like to do, at least nowadays, is whenever I go on vacation, I like to go in with very little planning. I'd like to kind of name one or two major things that I want to do in the day, and then kind of explore around those things. I feel like that's kind of the best way to get a full experience out of a place and just like wander, because a lot of times if you have too many things on your list, you get kind of stressed out if you don't fulfill everything that's on that list. And so I keep my expectations low. I know that sounds really bad, but I'm keeping my expectations low and enjoying and taking it slow and appreciating things as I see them. Of course, my channel is mainly or primarily about clothing, which I'm gonna go ahead and try and do things related to clothing here. So far, great trip. And I hope it keeps up that way. I packed. I will say that I actually brought my Yeezys, my Yeezy 950s, because they're just so rugged, and honestly, like, they are pretty waterproof, really just easy to go around with, and they're relatively comfortable, so doing a lot of walking, I've been able to hold up really well. I actually happened to get another pair of Yeezy 950s because they just look so good with kind of like flared pants or loose pants. I got a pair of pirate black Yeezy 950s, which I'll probably show off in another video to you guys if you want. I can do a review if you guys want as well, so put that in the comments below if you want me to do a review of the Yeezy 950, although it came out years on years ago. Look at that set of balls. back to the hotel. I'm walking a lot, and I'm not used to it. I'm very out of shape, it seems. But Seattle has continued to be amazing. Had a little bit of food. Dick's Drive-In. I quite like it. It's super, super cheap. It's in Capitol Hill. I know there's other locations too, I think. But Dick's Drive-In has some great, great burgers. Also, Drip Tea. Let's talk about Drip Tea. Great, great place. Honestly, like, pretty good boba shop. I very, very highly suggest it. I got the Bear Brick bottle. It's $5. I was not smart in reading how much it costed, and I thought it was cool, so I just ended up asking for it, and I paid an extra $5, which I probably wouldn't have if I knew prior, but I was like, whatever. And so I went to Drip Tea Market, and now Drip Tea Market, so cool. Such a cool assortment of sneakers, clothing, a lot of Chrome Hearts. Honestly, some more Chrome Hearts clothing that I've seen in the actual Chrome Hearts store back home. And the people that work there are absolutely amazing. It was such a pleasure to meet Kenneth Nguyen as well as Justin Nguyen. Like, those dudes and their whole crew who's there, it's just such a really nice vibe to just kind of like chat with them. And if anything, it was really, really refreshing to talk to someone who had the same interest as me. Back in Vegas, it's not that I don't have friends that have the same interests, it's that meeting someone new based off of those interests is really, really refreshing. It was an absolute pleasure to talk to both Kenneth, Justin, and all the rest of the crew, and I very, very highly suggest Drip Tea Market. Had some really great conversations, and I actually bought something. I knew I had to buy at least one thing on this trip, and it just so happened to be the first day that we're here, so maybe that's a bad sign. I hope I don't spend too much money on this trip or extra money that I don't need, but I bought some jewelry. They had a lot of Chrome Hearts, and they have them at really, really, really good prices. Way less than what you can get retail at Chrome Hearts, but I have it on right now. It is a Chrome Hearts heart earring. I wanted to replace the stud. I usually wear a black stud that I got from, it was Claire's, I think. So it was like super, super cheap. I didn't want to like I wanted to upgrade, you know. I wanted to just kind of splurge and upgrade. And I think I showed you guys in another video, in a past video, that I have the scroll earring. I'm not wearing it right now on this trip, but I think that wearing the scroll like hoop on this side and then this Chrome Hearts heart earring on this other side, I think it'd be a really, really cool match. Very subtle. Chrome Hearts is definitely something that like I think is it overpriced? I think so, but honestly, with like the history behind it and so much that goes into Chrome Hearts, its reputation, its history, and I don't know if it's completely worth it, especially at retail, but if you can get a good deal on it, it just looks good. And I really, really love silver jewelry. I'm not a particular fan of gold, but just going off on tangents all over the place. All in all, Drip Tea Market, please go if you're in Seattle. Some of the nicest people that I've ever met, and so willing to have conversations and just chat. Honestly, I hope they thrive because they deserve all of it. It's so cool, and I really, really hope that they continue to do things the way they do things because it's just so genuine. And that's what I've noticed in Seattle. A lot of the people here, like the Ubers that I've gotten into, some of the most genuine conversations that I've ever had in an Uber, and I'm surprised every time because it's just so cool to just chat with people, hear their stories, hear what they're about. And in any city that I've ever traveled to, I would say that Seattle has like, people generally seem super, 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 super nice. And that's what I love about this city. If this is the start of it, this is already an amazing start to a great, great vacation. The day's not done yet. I just came here to just relax. My girlfriend actually went to a Lainey and Keshi concert. So later on, I'm gonna go pick her up. Just wanted to rest a little bit. I'm an old man. I'm in my quarter life crisis right now, but I am feeling very, very refreshed. Honestly, I feel really, really good, and I'm really, really happy. So shout out Kenneth Wynn, shout out Justin. Like, I know I've said it a bunch of times in this vlog, but it was just so cool to just chat with them and talk with them. I was there for like, I don't even know how long, just chatting it up, and they're just like dudes that like, the way that they talk and like approach people is just like you kind of want to be, it's like you want to be their friend. One thing I wanted to show you guys, actually, I found this out. That iPad I showed you in the room, it controls the TV, and let me show you guys. So if you can see this little like curtain that's covering the shower, if you like, you can change the color from the iPad. That is so sick. Is it necessary? Absolutely not. There's no point. But it's so cool to have an RGB shower. Actually, I do have one tip to share with you guys if you come to Seattle. I primarily, although I did use a couple of Ubers today, I primarily used the Orca, which is the, I guess, subway for Seattle. If you go to one of like the stations, I just bought a $9 like daily pass, and then I can just kind of get on and off the Orca or the buses. I believe the buses, I haven't tried that yet, but I think the daily pass, which is really cool, really convenient. It stops in probably some of like the biggest like hotspots in the city. Like you can go to UW, you could go to Capitol Hill. I love Capitol Hill, that's where Drip Tea Market is, by the way. You can go to like pretty close to Pike Place Market, and then there are like other stops on there as well. You can go to the stadiums, but yeah, very highly suggest you guys get an Orca card and then get the like daily whatever. It saves you a lot of money, especially if you're going to a lot of different parts of the city. Alright guys, I'm gonna prank my girlfriend. She's right over here. I'm just kidding, that's not this type of channel. It started day 2 in Seattle, and I'm very hungry. And that is the end of day 2 in Seattle. Beecher's mac and cheese, one of the best mac and cheese I've ever had. And we also had a grilled cheese there. They make their own cheeses in-house, and I got a little bit of footage of that. I don't know if you guys saw earlier, but so very good. And then after that, we walked around that area a little bit, saw a couple of shops like Patagonia, and there was a vintage, military surplus store. Always check the local military surplus stores if it's convenient whenever you're traveling, because they always have some really interesting gear, and who knows, sometimes you can kind of cop something for relatively cheap, hopefully, and it's just, you know, nice solid clothing for a reasonable price. Moving on from there, we went to
Glasswing.
Oh gosh, we went to Capitol Hill, which is where Drip Tea Market is as well. It's the same kind of area, but we went to another store, Glasswing. Now, that's another store that I want to kind of just touch on, because that was one of the most amazing experiences. I did not expect to actually buy anything, but they had a really sizable Capitol selection, and I didn't really expect to find a pair or Century denim there, but I did. I spent a little bit of money. I'll actually probably save that for a pickups video that I'll do, I mean, hopefully sometime soon, but I had those items shipped to my house because I can't really fit all that into my luggage. That's actually another tip. If you guys can't fit things into your luggages, if you're just really tight on space, ask the place if it's a boutique or if it's like a store. Sometimes they'll be able to actually just ship it out for you. Of course you have to pay for shipping, but it's better to pay maybe like the $15 for shipping as opposed to
Extra luggage fees.
Yeah, extra luggage fees, which could be anywhere from like $50 to $80, which is kind of ridiculous. But, you know, I very highly suggest looking at that option so it doesn't limit you on what you want to buy.
Service at Glasswing was incredible.
Oh, the service at Glasswing was so good. It's just the whole buying experience really sold me on buying the items that I did, and it made me really want to keep in touch and come back. And that's, I think, you know, anybody who works retail, a really good retail experience gets a customer coming back. And so shout out to Butch. It's just such a super nice guy, so informative. I think he was telling me that he was the capital buyer for that store, which was even more persuasive because it wasn't only that he wanted to sell the item, very obviously it's a retail store, but he was able to tell me things about the items that I was buying, and all in all, just a overwhelmingly positive experience. After that, we then went to the Starbucks Reserve Roastery, which was the gigantic just cafe thing. They had food, they had drinks, not the normal Starbucks drinks that you see at every single Starbucks, but like kind of specialty drinks that were a little bit more expensive, very obviously, but a whole lot more, I guess, nuanced?
Yeah, more like specialty.
Yeah, specialty drinks, and they were delicious. And then after that, we walked over to Bait. I'm not a huge fan of Bait, just because I'm not big on sneakers anymore, or like pop culture things like Bear Bricks. They're really cool and I like to see them, but they're not really my cup of tea, at least now. But it was really cool to see what they had in store there. Although the Cowboy Bebop Bait hoodie that I saw there was actually really tempting, because I don't know, it just looked really good. And co-branded things are like, it seems like a collaboration. It makes you feel like it's more special. But obviously that's just the marketing aspect. It's like the way they get you to go, they get you to want an item. After that, we went and had Korean barbecue at a place called Meat, M-E-E-T. Quality of the food was quite good. Of course, it's expensive. It's Korean barbecue. It's not all you can eat, but very good quality meats, and just all in all, overwhelmingly pleased with the experience. One thing that I've noticed in Seattle is that the portioning is so generous. There was so much meat. And to be fair, you're paying a lot of money, but I'm not used to that portion size, at least coming from Las Vegas. So shout out Seattle for the generosity. Actually, to mention one more thing, for those of you that are interested, maybe you guys don't know, but we actually came across an H Mart, which is a Korean grocery store, and my friends and my girlfriend are a really big fan of Korean culture and K-pop and K-dramas and whatnot. Not particularly myself, but going in there was really cool. They had a lot of surprisingly good food for a grocery store, but I didn't get any footage in there just because I didn't really feel like filming inside of a grocery store. Yeah, that's really all we did today on our second day. Tomorrow is going to be our last day. It's more of a half day because our flight to Portland is somewhere around noon. And I'm very excited to go to Portland. Going to be meeting up with a friend of mine there. Going to visit Macus, a boutique there that I'm sure some of you are very aware of, but I'll talk about that more tomorrow. I'm exhausted.